Welcome to spring version of this then. Let's spring into romance. I think it's if then 110. I'm not sure. There are more out there. Just the numbers were I messed up the numbers in the beginning and didn't start over. So there's probably 120, 130, but like I said, I got messed up on the so the official number is I think it's 110 or 111, but we are springing into spring with some romance novels and one not so romance novel, and I'm not even sure why I picked it, but anyways, welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina, KRSTINA. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, no fancy schmancy stuff going on here. And wait a second. And I got a co-host. She's over there. So, anyways, some of these, I'm just I was like, I want spring. I was looking spring. I got some spring. I got some not so spring. All right, got a little bit of a mystery. Might be doing these at some point. Oh, you're so cute. She is. She's so cute. All right, Spring of Hope. Cora Harrison. March 1859. You know, I love the mysteries from this era, so we'll probably be doing this. I have to add them to my TBR pile. After the great stink of the previous summer, when Parliament was overwhelmed by the stench of the sewage from the River Thames, and with cholera running rife through the city, Charles Dickens had a new enthusiasm, having formed a firm friendship with Joseph Bazalgette. He is assisting the ambitious young engineer in his efforts to find a solution to London's pollution problem. Dickens and his fellow writer Wilkie Collins, meanwhile, is distracted by the thoughts of his pretty new housekeeper and her charming daughter. But what does he really know of this new employee's past, and just who or what is her making her so frightened? During an exhibition to showcase Bazalgette's and other top engineers' plan to solve the sewage issue, proceedings are disrupted by a high-pitched, agonized scream and the discovery of a blood-soaked body. I need to cut that tag off that bed. I don't know why I left it. Allie Smith, A Spring. What unites Catherine Mansfield, Charlie Chaplin, Shakespeare, Rilke, Beethoven, Beck's, the present, the past, the north, the south, the east, and the west, a man mourning lost times, a woman trapped in modern times, spring, the great connective. With an eye to migrancy of a story of overtime and piffling pericles, one of Shakespeare's most resistant and rollicking works, Allie Smith tells the impossible tale of impossible time. In time of walls and lockdown, Smith opens the door. Times are a-changing. Spring House. This is more like it. Pregnant and still grieving the death of her fiancée, historian Meg Buchanan is forging ahead on a dream project to restore to its original glory the landmark hunting lodge her great-grandfather built on Virginia's eastern shore. Have you been up there? 20 years ago, there was nothing there. Now there's lots of stuff there. But you can go miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and see nothing but corn and open fields. It's a different place on earth. Probably out west and other western places you could see the same thing. But this is just on the eastern shore. Go over the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel and just drive for hours. It's a whole different community over there. With the help of her fiancé's caring best friend, it's sure to draw much-needed tourists to Cape Hudson, a town rich in Southern history. However, it's Spring House, the caretaker's cottage on the grounds, that holds the most intriguing history for Morgan. It's a cache of old letters she's drawn into the captivating life of a young woman who embarked on her own dream adventure a century ago. With each one, Megan is swept away into her enthralling world and all its secrets, but Megan has secrets too. You are so cute. Yes, you are. There she is. Miss Smokey. If mommy could get the camera right. There she is. Hi, Miss Smokey. Hi, Miss Smokey. All right, come back over here. I know. All right, talk about her later. All right, that's my knot. So let's go here. Joanne Ross, Second Chance Spring. Go if you haven't watched my Second Chance romances from last year. Go check them out. Miss Jill Chavez is the queen of second chances. Pro quarterback Burke Manion is at a crossroads in his career. Nearing retirement age, he wonders if it's time to hang up his cleats or keep pushing on and head to training camp in a few short weeks. The decision is delayed by an upsetting phone call from his brother, and without blinking, Burke packs for Honeymoon Harbor and the home he hasn't seen in years. The last person he expects to see when he arrives is the woman he once thought he might be the one, the same woman who broke up with him by text as she left New York. Having heard Burke's stories about Honeymoon Harbor, Lily Fletcher never really believed there was any place as idyllic as he made it sound. But as much as she tried to keep her past in the past by avoiding personal connections, deep down she secretly always hoped she'd see Burke again. As Lily and Burke fall back into their unresolved feelings for one another, she knows she has to come clean about who she really is, as he struggles with the choice to go back to celebrity life he knows, or embrace the one he's beginning to think could be the one again. uh, Emily March is first kiss of spring. Spring has come to Eternity Springs, and the first kiss of spring, the newest installment of this New York Times best-selling series by Emily March. This is book 14 of 18. Goal-oriented and gorgeous Caitlin Chamberlain's dreams took her to the top of the corporate ladder in New York City. Now, years later, her goals have changed. She wants to come home to Eternity Springs and build a business and a family of her own with a new man in town. So what if sexy mechanic Josh Talkington wants nothing more than a flame? Caitlin is a patient woman who knows how to work hard and strategize to win what she desires, and she desires Josh. Josh craves Caitlin too, and all she has to offer. However, he is a man with secrets. He has worked hard to overcome his tragic past, and he doesn't want anything to risk that. Will she get through his defenses and break down? People keep telling me, they go, "You from New York?" Like, yeah. Ah, spring forward. With a favorite customer on his delivery route needs a favor, Tanner Richard agrees to help without a second thought. The last thing he expects is to face off against the man's Spitfire granddaughter. Crystal Mallory is near her breaking point. Her beloved grandfather constantly skirts the rules at the retirement center where he is recovering from surgery. She's caring for his escape artist dog, even when it means abandoning her salon customers, and she has no time for romantic attraction to a handsome stranger. But Tana's gonna tempt her. After Tana's resigned to Mystic Creek, Crystal can no longer ignore how much she misjudged the man's intentions. Yeah, burr. And over another. A Springtime Heart, Marta Perry. Dorcas Bella's reckless teenage years are far behind her. She's serious and responsible now, and the good people of Farmers Glen trust her with the education of their children. But when her first love returns after years of exile from the community, what did he do? Her past comes rushing back. Thomas is the only one who knows her secret, and despite his careless charm and teasing manner, she refuses to let her guard down. Thomas Fisher has plans to start a construction company and prove himself a success to all those who doubted him. Why? And plans to find the woman he left behind. Yes! His chances come when he lands the opportunity to rebuild the stable and shed at the community school. He won't be paid for his time. He'll be able to showcase his abilities and spend time with Dorcas. Get reimbursed from materials, right? A Cowboy for All Seasons, Macy Yates. June Gable left each of her 4 granddaughters a handwritten bequest to spend a season at her beloved farmhouse in Jasper Creek, Oregon. Before they sell it, their cousins were once as close as sisters, but time and family betrayals have pushed them apart. In Polish Spring City, Kira must find her country roots and reconnect with an old flame. In the summer, tough tomboy JJ needs to tap into her softer side while helping a single dad and his daughters. Cheerful dreamer Lila has to help coordinate the town's craft fair in autumn under the stern eye of the handsome cowboy she loved as a girl. Will he confess to her? Oh, are you sleeping? We have been getting static electricity. Every time I touch her this week, we've gotten sparks. All right, now let's see what this. I don't know how this ended up in. Well, we got a thriller for spring. Spring Girls. Another Appalachian spring. Another dead girl pulled from a lake in the Appalachian foothills. The latest victim in a series of murder with few leads. But Detective Green Bassard, her parents, Parker Reed, finally land a break when they receive a tip about a previously unknown survivor of the so-called Spring Strangler. The survivor is reluctant to help with the case for reasons that aren't all clear. Even so, Grenna uncovers a connection thread between the victims and recently discovered DNA brings her closer to the killer's identity. But Gina knows the survivor has the most to offer the investigation. And also the most to lose. Alright. It occurs during the spring. I was wondering why this book came up in my search. And apparently it occurs during the spring. And I'm really thinking that this is going to go into my to-be-read pile. Callie Reed is looking forward to her Keepsake Coke Spring Festival. But her excitement dims considerably when she learns that her ex-boyfriend Hank will be performing with one of the hired country western bands. Callie vows to keep her distance, but that changes when the band's manager, Bobby Linville, is found dead, killed with the music box Hank bought at Callie's shop. Ooh, ah. Alright. Let's do this one first. I consider this woman in no way, shape, or form spring. She's a thriller writer. She's up there with Kuntz and King with the head stuff. But anyways, V.C. Andrews, Losing Spring. Caroline is the daughter of Morgan Byer, a very conservative air traffic controller. Her mother, Lindsay, is a descendant of the Sutherland real estate family. The organization, life in Colonia, New York, is rigorously regulated and leaves little room for deviation from the norm. When Morgan, Lindsay, and Caroline attend the wake of their neighbor, Mr. Gleason, they meet his charming daughter, Natalie. Natty Gleason, who works for the American ambassador to France. Lindsay and Natty strike up a fast friendship as women of similar age but of very different places in their lives. Lindsay, a devoted mother and housewife, and Natty, an international diplomat living an independent and free-willing life. Is the one gonna leave the other when she finds out what's out there in the rest of the world? Couldn't let go of this one. Springwater Wedding. Linda Leo Miller. You know she wrote a couple of vampires. Oh, you are so cute. Maggie McAfee came home determined to restore the dilapidated Springwater station, but she didn't count on running into Deputy Marshal J.T. Wainwright, the hometown boy who broke her heart years before. This could actually go into second chance, couldn't it? No sooner does JT lay eyes on Maggie and realize she's always been the one for him. The peaceful town erupts with a wave of deadly attacks on neighboring ranches. Now one hometown cowboy lawman must face down some very unsophisticated outlaws and get Maggie to say yes to his wedding proposal. And we're gonna go spring, we're gonna go scandal, and we're gonna go devil. Lisa Kallippis. We'll go devil first. An eccentric wallflower. Most debutantes dream of finding a husband. Lady Pandora Ravel has different plans. The ambitious young beauty would rather stay at home and plot out her new board game business than take part in the London season. But one night at a glittering society ball, she's ensnared in a scandal with a wickedly handsome stranger. Cynical rake. After years of evading marital traps with ease, Gabriel Lord St. Vincent has finally caught by a rebellious girl who couldn't be less suitable. In fact, she wants nothing to do with him. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Wink, wink, wink. But Gabriel finds the high-spirited Pandora irresistible. He'll do whatever it takes to make him his wife. Aww. All right. Scandal in spring. After spending 3 London seasons searching for a husband, Daisy Bowman's father has told her in no uncertain terms that she must find a husband. You must find a husband. Now, if Daisy can't snare an appropriate suitor, she will marry the man he chooses, the ruthless and aloof Matthew Swift. Daisy is horrified. A Bowman never admits defeat, and she decides to do whatever it takes to marry anyone other than Matthew. But she doesn't count on Matthew's unexpected charm. So how's that for springing into romance? Springing. I tried. I tried. It's the end of April. I tried. Let's get some spring in your spring. Don't forget to check out the unboxing on Sundays, JD Robb readings on Saturdays, Star Trek recaps on Fridays, and Voyager recaps on Fridays. If you like this book, you might like that book on Fridays. And Flashback Mondays, we're catching up to Modern Times. If anybody has some ideas for Flashback Monday, please leave them in the comments. And my daily book reviews. I'm going through a couple of different series right now. And I still haven't gotten to my Eve Dallas yet. It's been sitting on my table now for a couple of weeks. I need to get to my Eve Dallas. And there's so many new books coming out in May. You wait till Flashback Monday. Not Flashback. If then next week, half of the May new releases are ones I'm going to be purchasing. It's going to be a very expensive month for me. If you want to check it out with me, tune in next week. Have a good one.